Hey guys, it's me, Mr. 250, and welcome back to Steins Gate Zero. We arrived at the, looks like U5 Air Force? We stopped in front of the gate. Several US soldiers had evidently been waiting for my arrival.
君をアメリカに渡したら、もう我々のところには正しい情報なんて一つも降りてこなくなるだろう。だから、これが最後の機会だ。
Shimoyama turned around from the front passenger seat and looked straight at me. His eyes were desperate and begging.
教えてくれ。我々はこの先、どうすればいいんだ。頼む。
I remembered all the soldiers in Tokyo who'd fought so desperately to protect me. Were they fighting to help someone else in Tokyo right now? Or were they already...
俺には
岡部君、
本当にわからないんです。俺一人の力でこの戦争をどうにかできると思いますか？ゴリバチョフやレリツィンがロシアの大統領になるとか、東西冷戦を劇的に終結させるとか、そんな歴史を知っていたところで。
I could hear the sound of another car getting closer. Shimoyama sighed and opened the passenger side door.
降りたまえ。
I exited the car as I was told. Oh, she looks cute in her little outfit. Mayuri got out of the van behind us and ran over to me.
Mayuri!
Oh, it's so cute. My childhood friend flung herself into my arms, and I held her tight. Also, might I add that Okabe's been doing a great job of keeping up the facial hair over this month of traumatic action. I could feel her warmth. Mayuri was here. I'd never gone almost a whole month without seeing her before. And this was wartime. I couldn't easily contact her like I could in the old world line. So I'd been worried about whether or not Mayuri was okay. It was no exaggeration to say that I'd survived this far just to make sure. I'd erased the entire Alpha world line to save her. No matter what happened, I wanted her to be safe.
Okari, 苦しいよ。
悪い。
I'd held her too closely. I took a step back.
マユシーね、信じてたよ。オカリンと絶対また会えるって信じてた。よかった。無事だったかにゃ。岡部さん。
I was wondering if she was still going to have those stupid-looking cat ears on. I'd heard two more voices I'd recognized. Ferris and Luca behind them, and behind them I saw Kaide.
みんなもよく無事で。
岡部さん。僕。
They got military camo cat ears.
ルカ子。
I felt myself getting choked up too when I saw Lukako cry. I exchanged greetings with Kaide too. Fubuki had grabbed onto her like a little kid. She was still pale and trembling.
フェリス。さすがにメイド服じゃないんだな。
フェイリスって呼ばれたのも久しぶりにゃ。
Ferris spoke sadly. Then she put her hand around my neck and held me close. Her little pink lips got close to my ear as if she was about to kiss me.
おい。
What was going on?
にゃはは。照れることないにゃ。
She laughed mischievously. Then Ferris, no, Rumiho Akiya whispered into my ear while pretending to kiss me.
気をつけて。防衛省の人も米軍の人も 信用してはダメ。大人は嘘だらけ。みんな本当のことを言わないわ。
That's right. Ferris had a special talent. Cheshire Break. Fictional grinning cat in Lewis Carroll's Alice in Wonderland. She was incredibly good at looking into someone's heart and seeing what they were thinking.
ああ、思い知ったよ。
One of them just tricked me. Ferris looked surprised and took a step back.
悲しいにゃん。
そうだな。
And then I heard the sound of another engine. This time it was coming from beyond the gate and inside the base. It belonged to a black luxury car with an E on the license plate. Behind it was a minibus. The two of them stopped in front of the gate. It was time for my reunion to end.
Welcome!
An American soldier as tall as a basketball player got out of the car. They really reinforced this whole American being really tall thing, don't they?
ようこそ皆さん。私、ハモンドです。歓迎します。
His Japanese was good, but not great.
では、ミスター岡部以外の皆さんはバスに乗ってください。
He was smiling, but I could tell he wasn't going to allow any arguments. And the other American soldiers were still carrying their rifles as they stood guard without smiles. Shimoyama and the other Japanese were watching us from a distance. They didn't try to stop us. They were just looking downwards.
オカリン以外ってどういうこと？
怖がらなくていいです。
You're gonna talk to you a little
少し話を聞かせてもらいます。でも後ですぐに沖縄防衛局へ送ります。
We're gonna go waterboarding in Guantanamo Bay, which sounds super rad if you don't know what either of those things are.
オカリン。
大丈夫だ。安心しろ。
でも。
ユキさん、参りを頼みます。
はい。
Yuki nodded and put her arm around Mayuri's shoulder as she led her to the bus. Everyone else followed.
オカリン。
俺の両親によろしく言っておいてくれ。
Once everyone but me was on, the minibus left immediately. The area in front of the gate fell silent. It was hard to believe this existed in the same world as all the places I'd crossed on my escape through Japan's main island.
さて、それではミスター岡部、あなたはどうぞこちらの車へ。
He told me to get into the back seat of the black luxury car. What would happen to me once I got inside? I tried to think about it, but I realized there was nothing I could do. I was just about to get into the car when...
岡部君逃げろ。アメリカへ行ったらもう生きて戻れ。
I told you they were gonna dissect you, Okabe. Shimoyama's scream was cut off by the sound of gunfire. In the corner of my eye, I saw the American soldiers firing without hesitation. No way. I tried to turn around when...
乗って。
A large hand blocked my vision as Hammond held me down. I couldn't hear Shimoyama's voice anymore. Through the gaps between his fingers, I could see that nothing was moving. And I knew exactly what that meant. I was shoved into the car before I had time to think about it.
こんなの。
I tried to open my mouth, but Hammond looked into my eyes and shook his head. I wasn't supposed to talk then. Hammond sat next to me, then closed the door. The car started to move. Soon, we turned down a different road than the one the minibus was taking. America, huh? I'd never been there before. I guess he didn't have a chance to live out the OVA from, original Steins Gate. What were they going to do to me there? Use me as a guinea pig? Cut open my head and dissect my brain? I probably wasn't going to be able to do any tourist things. I felt like screaming, but I tried my best to stay calm.
あなたに会わせたい人がいます。
Hammond suddenly spoke. Then he handed me something. I took it before I even looked at what it was. When I checked, it was a normal smartphone.
ロックはかかっていません。そこのボタンを押して。
Confused, I pressed the button as I was told. And then something appeared on the screen. Yes, I figured it'd be Kursu.
クリス
It was the Amadeus Makise Kursu.
なんで米軍がアマデウスを
I was about to ask Hammond when, for the first time in about a month, that feeling came back. We changing world lines again. The whole world and all its colors began to shift. There was a feeling of instability, like my brain was unable to recognize where it was. And then dizziness and a sense of falling, like you get when you're anemic. I could feel the blood vessels deep within my ears, and they sounded really loud. The sense of floating finally stopped, and my surroundings coalesced into firm shapes.
オカリン
My Yuri was in front of me. Oh, look at the date. Look at that date. We are about a month away from the last time we were not, in wartime. My Yuri was in front of me. I was in the lab, in the room I knew well. There was no trace of Okinawa anywhere.
そんなに見つめられたらまゆし恥ずかしいんだけど
I realized that I was staring at my Yuri. I looked around the room. Daru was sitting in front of the PC like always, hunched over with his back towards me. Suza was reading a magazine on the couch. On the open page, I could read the title, New Encephalitis Strikes Worldwide. Are you in danger? Oh yeah, I've been trying periodically to see if I can talk to Amadeus, or even pull up the phone at all. But, doesn't look like it's gonna let me right now. Probably because we're still, in shock mode. The same couch, the same cheap fridge, Daru's computer desk, the dirty curtain that cut off the development room from the rest of the lab. The wall clock, which I'd picked up out of a garbage dump, told me it was past 6. I looked at the calendar, and 2010 was already gone. It was January 2011. The world line had changed again. I was back to the old world line.
なあマユリここって秋葉原だよな。違うのか。
秋葉原だよ。
今日って何日だっけ。
Look at your phone, Okabe.
21日。
ゴリバチョフ知ってるか。
ゴリバチョフ？どこかで聞いたことがあるような。
ペレストロイカっしょ。恐ろしや。あ、でもゴリビーってソ連時代だっけ？やっぱロシアといえばプーシンしょ。
プーシン。
目の前で睨まれたらしょんべんちびる自信あるね。
プーシンさんなら知ってるよ。ロシアの大統領さんだよね。実はワンコが好きなんだよ。秋田犬を飼ってるんだって。ニュースでやってた。
大統領。 そうだ。大統領だ。
Mayuri, Daru, and Suza all looked over at me suspiciously. It felt like a long time since anyone had looked at me that way. I was back. I no longer had to worry that I might be killed at any second. I felt incredibly relieved. But at the same time, I wondered, why had the world line changed again? I needed to calm down and think for a bit. I went up to the roof and booted up the web browser on my smartphone. Unlike during wartime, it connected immediately. I was amazed at the speed. Just getting an internet connection in the last world line had been difficult enough. I started by searching for Golbachev, and the results came back instantly. Pestrokia, the Soviet Union's first and last president. The August coup d'etat. Oh man, that's a word that I'm not familiar with. Hold on a second, let's pull up the good old friend.
Coup d'etat.
Coup d'etat.
Coup d'etat.
Thank you, Wikipedia. And the collapse of the Soviet Union. All the keywords I hoped to see were there. As soon as I confirmed that the Soviet Union was dismantled at the end of the 20th century and no longer existed, I closed the browser. Then why had the world line shifted again? I hadn't done anything. I didn't have any way to affect the divergence value. Or any way, so what had changed it? Had whoever had performed the first experiment in Russia undone it? Had they watched its progress for a month and then been satisfied? Were they going to keep doing it? And if they did, would I be caught up in it each time?
Sam.
It was a mistake to come outside without a coat on. Nothing I could come up with by myself would be anything more than a guess. I went back to the lab. The wreaths we'd put up at the entrance for the Christmas party were still up.
クリスマスパーティーか。
It had only been a month, hadn't it? It felt like a million years ago. I had no memories of what I'd done in this world line after the Christmas party.
ああ、そういえば飾り付け放置したまんまだっけ。いい加減パーティーの時にオカリンと吹雪氏が倒れたっしょ。それでバタバタしちゃってちゃんと片付けできて
We
ないんだ
forgot
よ
to
ね。
clean up for like a month straight.
俺と中瀬さんが倒れた。
Was that when the world line changed? Everyone remembered that I'd collapsed at the Christmas party, which meant that I'd come back to the same world line as the one I'd been in before. If this was Russia's doing, it was terrifying to think that they could control the world line to that degree. And there was one more thing. It worried me that Fubuki had collapsed too. I stood there, lost in thought. Daru and Mayuri looked a little concerned.
オカリン？
そういえば中瀬さんの具合はどうなのかなって思ってな。
I quickly came up with an excuse.
ふぶきちゃん、まだ入院してるんだ。
入院？もう1ヶ月近く経ってるのにか。
本人は大丈夫だって言ってるんだけど。
They're monitoring her. They want to dissect her
退院させても
brain.
らえないんだって。
I've heard that lately, unless you were really, really sick, they wouldn't let you stay in the hospital for very long. Was Fubuki sick with something?
これの疑いが晴れないらしいね。
Suza whispered as she picked up the page of the magazine she was reading. New encephalitis strikes worldwide. Are you in danger?
新型脳炎。
I borrowed the magazine. They were talking about this last November. I'd seen a glimpse of it on the news. Outside of Japan, they'd seen almost 100 people, albeit with mild symptoms. In Japan, there were 10 people being kept at hospitals for examinations, or so it said. So it had made its way to Japan? And one of those 10 was Fubuki then. Was it transmissible by air? We didn't catch it at the Christmas party, did we? Pretty sure if it was transmissible by air, more people would have it. I knew that getting nervous wouldn't help anything, but still, I wondered.
ねえ、オカリンも一度病院で見てもらった方がいいんじゃないかな。あの時のオカリン、吹雪ちゃんよりもっと具合悪そうだったよ。
ああ、考えておくよ。
I gave a half-hearted answer to my Yuri and turned back to the magazine. Strange symptoms being found all over the world. Cause unknown. Sudden memory loss. Memories differ from those of the people around you. Losing all sense of the passage of time. Losing the ability to tell the difference between dreams and reality. And sometimes having waking dreams. The article was filled with things like that. This was like...
まるでリーディングシュタイナーみたいじゃないか。
And it matched exactly with what Shimoyama had told me in the other world line. The black square returns.
随分とリアルな夢を見たりするとか。
I was told apparently that's some glitch and that's weird. I'm not supposed to have black square.
ひどい時には白チュームというのかな。現実と夢の区別がつかなくなることもあると聞いた。中瀬君と非常によく似た白チュームを見る人たちがいる。しかも一人や二人じゃない。
I wondered back then if Fubuki possessed Reading Steiner too. Maybe the reason she collapsed at the Christmas party wasn't some new disease, but the unexpected activation of Reading Steiner. That would mean her diagnosis was wrong. The unnecessary tests and treatments they gave her wouldn't help a bit. It looked like I needed to talk to Fubuki. Is that what we're going to end up doing? We might be a little short, but I am going to stop there for today. Just because I'm pretty sure we're going to be enveloped in this for at least another 20 minutes. Anyway, I hope you guys are still enjoying. Thank you very much for watching. Like I said, it is getting interesting, and like other people have said, it feels like the story has only just begun. All that other stuff before this was kind of incidental. I wonder if I can... No, it's not letting me pull out the phone. I'm going to try to do it periodically, probably like once or twice an episode, just to pull out the phone and see if I can talk to Kurisu. Since apparently she will occasionally have short conversations with you if you talk to her. Anyway, thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you next time for some more Steins Gate Zero. Bye!